Hey guys, how you going?
Hey
Jess,
Jess, how are you?
good. So this is our very first Rescue Roundtable. I guess you could call it an episode, but basically three of us and some special guests are going to jump on every now and then and basically have a chat about all things rescue and keep our supporters up to date on everything that's going on. Hey, so it's going to be very scrappy, unplanned, unedited, but they do say that if you're happy with where you started too late. So let's just kick it off and see how we go. So we're going to aim to do this weekly. Whether or not we can keep up with that, we will see. But I'm here with Tamsin and Gab. So Tamsin, introduce yourself.
So my name's Tamsin. I am the operations coordinator for Remote Animal Assistance. Basically that entails pretty much what the title says, doing like adoptions, organising foster carers, events, basically being a point of contact for anyone who wants to come on board with the rescue. So I basically rescue work is pretty much 7 days a week. It never stops. So we're always here and available to chat. But yeah, that's basically my role.
It sounds
Hey,
so simple when you put it into a few sentences like that, but it's really not.
Yeah,
And over to you,
yeah.
Gab. What do you do?
sorry, I just interrupted and probably ruined our first podcast, but never mind. We'll
No
get
such
we'll
thing.
get
I already said it was unedited and scrappy,
That's
so
right.
we're in the clear.
So my name's Gab. I work probably more in the background, with a lot of the fundraising, trying to organise as many events as I can. But lately I've been probably more concentrating on some grant applications. We've got some really good ideas for events that we'd like to hold in community and some mobile vet clinics, just stuff to actually fund us to get in there, and get a little bit more hands-on and direct sort of contact with the community. So hopefully one of them will come off because it's a
Fingers
tough
crossed.
it's a tough gig to get
A
get
lot of
funding.
work goes into your applications, and it's such a competitive space at the moment that, there's definitely no guarantees. We haven't really hit a home run with any of the applications we've
No.
done so far, but you do a fantastic job of them. So I'm sure they will start paying off soon.
Yeah, and I think there's still a lot to learn. There's a lot of feedback to be sought from some of the ones we haven't got. So
Yeah,
we'll just
true.
keep plugging away
Yeah.
and find our right spot somewhere.
We
And
will.
it's such an
And
important role, Gab, because at the end of the day, a rescue wouldn't be able to be sufficient without fundraising and grants. It is such an important role for the rescue.
Yeah, I
yeah,
think we all play you can't do anything without each other, really.
Yeah.
that's very true. And there's more than just the three of us. So I didn't introduce myself. I'm Jess. I was the crazy lady who started Remote Animal Assistance 2 years ago now. We just hit 2 years this month. And
Yay.
so it started off in my backyard, fostering a few dogs, decided I can do this on my own, set up a charity, and found some amazing people to help me along the way. And thank God, because I have a 7-month-old now, and without the amazing ladies that you see on the screen and other people in the background as well, RAA would probably not exist today. So where to next with this episode? I feel like we will do a quick catch up of everything that's happened in terms of rescue adoptions over the last week. I'll quickly mention, so last Saturday, we sort of got wind of some dogs in a community that needed help. Same community, but sort of two different setups. Some dogs in the pound, some other dogs that had been found, like some puppies that were found. And so we were like, holy smokes, how do we bring 8 dogs into care? And then we're like, we'll figure it out later. Then we all got working on actually finding foster carers and everything for them. So Tamsin is amazing and had some sort of, for want of a better term, some leftover carers from a little pup that we were trying to place. So we harassed these carers, spent all last weekend trying to figure out which dogs are going where and who was picking up. And in the end, we locked in the carers. We've raised some critical funds, which were amazing. We were so grateful to everyone who donated to allow us to bring these pups into care. And then on the Monday, we had 2 fantastic volunteers assist. So who you'll hear mentioned a lot, and hopefully you might see her on one of the next episodes, spent all day going out. It was a nearby community, so she could just pop out in the morning, still a couple of hours, grab some of the pups, come back and meet up with another volunteer, Transport Liz, who helps us a lot. You'll hear Liz's name mentioned over the weeks. And then between the 2 of them, they did all the drop-offs to the different carers to place. It ended up being nine dogs in the end, which was just 1 adult and 8 pups. Hey, Tamsin.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
that was Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And then really I'm sort of out of the loop of what happened for the rest of the week. So over to you, Tamsin.
Yes, it was quite a large week. And basically, for a little bit of context with Through Our Animal Assistance is we mainly work with communities. It's, liaising with communities, with people from the public who are, having issues with their dogs if they're not able to get the vet care and things like that. So,
And these are remote
yeah,
communities up north. Hey, they're quite isolated.
They are. So there's no vet care. There's nothing, and it's really hard for people who own the dogs and for the animals. So, for us to be able to organise a rescue and get 8 to 9 dogs is such a huge mammoth effort. And so I feel like it was a very successful week. And
really
out of
was.
those dogs, we've had those dogs have been in care for, I think, just over a week, under a
5
week.
days, under a week. Yeah, it was only Monday they
under a
came
week.
in.
Yeah, and we've had so many adoption inquiries already. We've actually had a couple of adoptions, which is amazing. So we rescued a girl named Belle, and Belle has already been adopted. Her adopted parents absolutely love her. She's just so beautiful. Also had Echo, who a couple of weeks ago, we rescued it was really a couple months ago now. It was one of our biggest weeks. We've saved over, I think it was close to 30 dogs in that time. And
Wow.
Echo and his siblings and mum were all found in a bush out in a community up north. And
I remember the
we were able
pictures of
to,
them, like these tiny little things just in a bush. Crazy.
just tiny. I think they were about 1 week old. And we had a foster carer who was able to take them on until they were, nice and healthy, and then we were able to bring them into care. The whole
And
litter had
that was
been
a
adopted.
13-hour drive for the whole. Was that a
Yeah.
13-hour drive? Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah, it's about 13 hours. Yeah. So Echo was the last of his litter. And we, for some reason, he's the most handsome boy, but he was the last one to go. So he actually got adopted today. His parents
Wow.
came to pick him up, and it was so beautiful to see the photos and the videos. We also had, and this is a personal favorite of mine, is Dinah. So we
Dinah.
basically took Dinah on a few weeks ago, and she had been living with her foster carer, and she was petrified to go outside. She was just scared of the world, and she, because of the love of her foster carer, she's made such a big effort, and so she's been able to go to the beach and really start to get out there. And she had been adopted, I think it was last week, and she's actually living down in Townsville and Acreage, and she's just the happiest girl. So that's another successful one. Abby as well. So Abby is Echo's sister. She was adopted. And then we found Lily a home as well. So Lily was rescued
That's
at the
right.
same time that Echo and Abby were rescued. And Lily and her siblings, there was, I think, was it 9 of them and mum?
It was a massive litter.
It was a massive litter. They were rescued at, we believe they were probably a day old. They still had all of their eyes shut. Mum was still bleeding a lot. Really, really skinny. And so we rescued them, which Liz, again, she's just amazing. So she drove all the way out to this remote community, which was not close at all. she ended up picking up the dogs and bringing them home, and her partner have been fostering these dogs for up until now. So a long
And one
time.
left out of that litter,
Um,
right?
We've
Just
got
one
2
little
left.
Louie.
So there's Louie and there's also Layla.
Of
Beautiful.
course, yeah.
Yeah.
Was that the ones that we found, or whoever found them found a spare one the next day? Or was that a different litter?
That was, I think, Edgar's litter.
Yeah.
So
Good cross
that
the
happens.
just
Yeah. And it happens so often. Like, we'll be
It does.
told, hey, we've just found like a litter of, 6 dogs or something like that. And then the
Well-
next day we'll say, oh, surprise, there's another one. So
Even on
it's
Monday it happened. It's like, yeah, there's 7 pups and 1 mum. And it's like, oh, no, it's 8 pups. Where did you get 7 from? And we're like, oh, now we have to find
yeah,
a home for an 8th pup. But luckily, B could take an extra one of our amazing foster carers. So got us out of that
yeah,
pickle.
yeah. So it is really amazing watching them, come into care. A lot of them, because of the conditions they're in, do come in and they're in, just an awful shape. And they're really skinny, or, sometimes we've had them where we're not sure if they'll survive. And so far, like, it's just been incredible watching them come in and then just evolve and change into such beautiful dogs. That's probably one of the reasons what keeps the rescue going as well. We get tired and burnt out,
Yeah.
but you see these dogs and it's what keeps you going. So, this was a really successful week with 5 adoptions. We're a very small rescue, so I feel like, that's incredible for us and incredible for the dogs.
It is.
So,
It's massive.
yeah. And so we've currently got 36 dogs in care. So that is, yeah,
Gab's face is
a
like,
lot
oh
of,
my God.
yeah, it's a lot of dogs for us. And so part of my role, I didn't touch on it really before, is the intake process. So, people either contact the rescue or myself directly, and then I will follow it up and organize like flights, get them the assistance that they need to bring into care.
A lot of the time, it's
So
actually pound officers and animal management from remote communities reaching out to us, which is really nice because I
yeah,
feel like it gives them the confidence to be able to do their jobs better, knowing that,
yeah,
previously, if they seized a dog off the street, it was probably euthanasia. And now that they have this
yeah,
avenue to rehome, I just feel like it empowers them to do a better job. So that's one of the things that really keeps me going is, just and empowering them and making their job a little bit more enjoyable too, rather than
yeah,
a negative job. It's actually a really positive job. So sorry
absolutely.
to
And we all
interrupt.
get really excited. No, no, sorry. We all get really excited, like when we do get contacted, that, like, of course we'll take them. Like, no matter how stretched we are, we try and make it work. And if we can't as a rescue, we always reach out to another rescue and see, like, there's never a time that, in my experience, that we have, really had to turn away a dog and say, sorry,
Yeah.
we can't assist.
Yeah,
It
if
does
we're
get really
totally
fun.
full, we will say, leave it with us for a few days and we'll get back to
Yeah,
you. And if it's not us, like we've had some amazing other
yeah,
rescues help us out recently. Yaps,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mariba Refuge, really helpful in taking on dogs when
yeah,
we're absolutely stretched.
yeah,
And hopefully
yeah.
we'll be able to help them too when they're stretched. So
Yeah, yeah. No, it's a beautiful community, and I love that the rescues are coming together as their own little families. We're all very individual, but it's really nice to be able to reach out and say, "Hey, we've got some availability. Can we help?" Or "We're really full. Can you help?" So,
yeah,
that's been really nice as well. Which, yeah, actually brings me to mentioning CAP. So, Cape Animal Shelter Protection. They are a rescue that we work very, very closely. And they've helped us out immensely, and we help them
they're
out
up in
sometimes.
Weipa, aren't
So
they?
they
All the
are,
way up
yeah. So they're
there.
quite
Yeah.
far away. Yeah. So Shane up there is just incredible. She's helped us out a lot. And we've got some dogs coming into care that we're trying to get into care as well. So that will bring our numbers up a little bit more.
Adoptions are a little bit slow
So
in Weipa sometimes, aren't they? Lots of dogs, not as
yeah,
many homes as we're fortunate to have down here in Cairns. So
yeah,
try and help
yeah.
them out.
So it just makes it a little bit easier if we can get a foster carer down here. So like, again, if there's anyone listening through this podcast, hopefully there is, if you can foster,
I'll listen to it. Thanks, Gab.
um, it's so important because, even if, you can't foster, it's still important to reach out, but you're literally saving these dogs' life, whether it be, you might have them for a week or for a month. So, we try and assist where we can, but we've got a beautiful dog, Missy, coming from Perth. So she'll be coming in the next few weeks once we secure a foster carer. So if you do want any more information, feel free to reach out to her. And we'll keep an eye on our Facebook. I'll definitely be posting her up in the next week or two. And that's basically it with the dogs that we have in care. But yeah,
Gab,
it's been
I
huge.
I guess that people probably don't realize how RAA works in a way. Like, do we have an office? Are we like, how do we work? Do you want to explain that, Gab? Like, how we work
look,
together in a way?
all of us work full time or part time with babies.
Yeah.
But every one of us has pretty full hectic jobs and lives. So everything extra we've got, we give. And yeah, it's tricky, it's hard, but we all keep in touch. None of us, like I didn't meet Jess for months after
Yeah,
I'd
we've been
started.
working together for months, haven't we?
Yeah,
And then it's like,
it's
"Oh, I
like,
can finally give you a hug and say thank you.
yeah.
You're not just a face on a screen anymore."
See, now that I think about it, that's actually the only time we have met.
Yeah, true.
See?
Yeah, just one event. Yep, that's right.
So Tamsin and I are a bit closer in geographically, so we have met and done a lot of events together. So it's
Yeah.
all just remote via WhatsApp. Everyone jumps in when they can there'll be something comes in. Tamsin's usually the first, so she is just a wizard and is
She
very
is.
quick at doing things and incredible memory of what dog, what foster care, what this, and I get very fuzzy and confused a lot. So she's really good at that. We all I think we've settled in. We all kind of work to our strengths.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a day-to-day thing, and it's just having to commit some time after work, lunch
Yeah.
hours, a lot of time, and
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
work. Sort of
During breakfast, lunch, dinner.
yeah,
Yeah.
whilst your baby's having a sleep or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's hard slog, but there's only like, I guess there's with the main players in the management group, there's like 3-4 of us in Cairns, a Tablelands, Innisfail. We've got foster carers all over
Yeah.
the shop.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
We've got a
So
WhatsApp
Yeah.
chat for our foster carers as well, which is
Yeah.
working really well. Tamsin and
I
Gab took
think
a bit to
so.
convince
Yeah.
me. I'm not a massive fan of group chats, but I think it's going well. I admit it, guys. It's going well.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
it's a good support for the fosters as well. I think just to have a chat and, no, it's an instant, like, can I get some more puppy food? It's like, yes, I've got some.
We've
Yes, I've
seen
got
it
some.
this
Yeah.
week with all the carers. I think there were 6 or 7 carers who received dogs on Monday. Pretty much all of them, except one lady, it was their first time. And it was just so nice for them to be able to share some pictures, say, hey, is this the right amount of food? And all those sorts of
Yeah.
things. So it is a
Yeah.
nice little community chat. And we also have one for our volunteers, if anyone wants to join that and sort of keep up
Yes,
to date on what
absolutely.
events we need help with.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
think it's also nice for me personally. I love seeing photos of the foster dogs because,
Yeah.
there's a lot of effort.
We don't see the dogs, do we?
No, like we get to meet
Yeah.
a few here and there at events, or sometimes Tams and I will do like an emergency 1 or 2 day foster care. And I used to foster, but that's another story because I've got way too many dogs now. I forgot to give
Did
one
you
back.
say that you foster failed, Gab? Was that what happened?
But I still will take a puppy for a day or two and want to keep every single one of them. So it's really nice to see updates from the foster carers with the little bubbers or bigger dogs getting on and being dogs and playing and just being
Yeah,
safe.
learning to be dogs, most of them, aren't they?
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
it's such a good, the thing about the chat is it's such a good space for the dogs to socialize, which is, people always turn around and say, oh, I've got a dog, but he might be reactive or aggressive or he hasn't had a lot of social skills. And that's why I find that when we do have that community of foster carers and they can actually meet up and organise and play, it's so good to socialise them.
Yeah.
I
You know, a
had
lot of the
visions
dogs.
when you first said that, Tams, and I had visions of like dogs on WhatsApp on their phone, social on the
But
dogs.
Well, that's an idea.
imagine,
I'll see if I can get a grant for that.
Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
But no, it's such a good community because most of the dogs that we do rescue as well, what a lot of people don't understand as well with fostering is um we do get a lot of people who ask for specific breeds. So you might have someone who says, look, I'm after like a Maltese Shih Tzu, do you have one? And we as a rescue, because most of our dogs are from remote communities, they're not, you're not going to find really a Maltese Shih Tzu out there. Like our dogs are, they've come from, like I said, no vet care. They are, starved. Like these communities are closed off for 6 months of the year. They don't have human food, let alone pet food. So,
we've literally had
there's
to send up food on helicopters
yeah,
before, haven't we? Like, it's
that's
pretty
right.
crazy.
So these dogs come in and they do have a lot of trauma, but they are the most loving, grateful dogs that you can ever get. And that's something that, I feel like coming into the foster world and coming into the rescue world, a lot of time it's a first for someone. And that's one of the things that, people really have to understand as well is these dogs are in some ways, they've been very limited to what being a dog should be like.
Mm.
Um, and they're not aggressive. We get so many people who are worried about aggression, and it's great to be worried about that. It's great to kind of have your concerns. But we also would never put a dog, another dog, a family, a child in danger of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And I
yeah,
think,
but
like Jess said before, like the beauty of getting them from a pound is those rangers and council workers know dogs,
amazing.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
they would,
Yeah, that's true.
they know when there's a problem dog in community.
yeah,
They
They're
would
not going to
never go.
pass them over.
They are not going to
no,
recommend that they get rehomed.
yeah,
So it's always a good sort of,
yeah,
to me, it's
Actually, there's a few
reassuring.
steps there, isn't there? It's like,
Yeah, yeah,
if they make it
Very-
from the pound to us, from us to a carer, and then from a carer to an
yeah,
adopter, you can safely say that, they've
they're
been,
they're a pretty good
yeah,
dog.
yeah,
yeah,
that's it.
yeah. So it's incredible, and you do have that rule. It's like a 3-day, 3-week, 3-month, 3-year rule, and it's you might get a dog, and in first for 3 days you think, oh my God, this dog is so scared, it's so sheltered. And then in 3 weeks' time, it's a different dog, and in 3 months' time, it's a completely different dog. So,
And they've learned the
um,
routines and everything like that.
yeah, yeah. And these rangers are amazing. Like, they disclose everything to us. They
Yeah,
do everything that they can for these dogs.
Uh,
So it's also just breaking the stigma down. You might get a bull Arab cross or, a breed of dog that you assume is jumpy or aggressive. And it's just breaking that stigma down that just because it is a bull Arab, it's not aggressive.
yeah.
So that's
One of
another
my
thing
absolute
I feel
favorite
like.
dogs of all time that have come through the rescue is the biggest dog we've ever had through the rescue, Howie or Howard. He's still
Yeah,
available for adoption, but I just keep coming back to him. Like, I want my mum to adopt him because he is just the most gorgeous dog, and he's one of the biggest dogs I've
yeah,
ever seen. He's so gentle, and
yeah,
then you get
gorgeous.
the little yap yap dogs that are jumpy and crazy. So there's
yeah,
definitely it comes down to the individual dog, doesn't it?
Yeah.
yeah, that's
It's a
right. And
lesson
I just,
though. It's a lesson. Like I'd never
yeah,
fostered before until I fostered for RAA, and the first dog I got, like I I wasn't prepared because, like, in my naivety, I was like, oh, this dog will be, yeah, it might be a bit sad, but it'll be fine. This dog was
that
completely
moves, yeah,
shut down. He was
yeah,
he was the
Yeah.
size of a small pony and tried to hide
yeah,
behind the toilet.
yeah,
And I had to
yeah,
carry him out to do a wee in the backyard. 'Cause
Yeah,
everything,
there was no taking him to the beach or the dog park or anything like
no.
that.
And
yeah,
like I was not prepared for that. And like
yeah,
the first couple of weeks, I was like, what am I going to do with this dog? But I had my two dogs here who, Freddie, I thought Freddie was going to kill him when he first took him, but they sorted it out. And they were so good for him. And
yeah,
he left here, like, just this giant puppy pony who was just,
I think you
I think
cried
he
for
Yeah.
days when he
looked
went, didn't you, Gab?
I could cry now thinking about him. That was months and months and months.
Happy
He was
tears,
so
though. Happy tears.
beautiful.
Oh, he was just the
Yeah.
most beautiful dog. But like I wasn't prepared. So I think sometimes when you get
Yeah.
foster dogs, and particularly from community, because they haven't often lived in homes, or
Yeah.
they've lived in community, but they've not sort
Yeah.
of
Yeah,
had
that's
that one.
true. A home.
Yeah.
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 So they're all
And it's
like,
just, it's
I,
breaking that stigma, hey? Like,
yeah,
it's so important that we as a rescue and rescues in general do try and break that stigma.
and I think one thing they never get used to is that you are going to feed them again.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If you left out a
Yeah.
20-kilo bag of dry food, it would be gone in 20 minutes, hey? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
there's no saving food for later. It's gone.
No.
No.
It's no slow eating. It's just like, oh my God. But
So
no,
Yeah.
I
beautiful.
thought that we could now just go quick recap on what's coming up in terms of fundraising and events and stuff like that. So if you want to kick that off, Gab.
Yeah, we've got a Halloween event this Thursday at Bunnings at Portsmouth in Cairns. Bunnings are really good supporters of ours. They let us have a lot of fundraising events there and help us with promotions, and very generous with their space and time. So thank you, Tara from Bunnings in Cairns. So they're having a Halloween event. They've got a band, they've got music, they've got trick-or-treaty stuff, and they're going to put on a little dog strut.
Puppy strut?
catwalk.
Yeah.
Puppy strut. That's what I couldn't remember it. So we're going to have some of our, as many of our fosters, carers bring the pups down. I've got some ridiculous Halloween costumes for them to wear. So it's like Best Wiggly Bum and Scariest Outfit, a few other little categories. And somehow Tara's got the Kennel Club of Cairns to be the judges. So this
That's
is like people
amazing.
who profession of a dog. Who's
And we've got our community specials coming in.
So we've got our, so it should be a lot of fun. I think the audience gets to vote. Yeah, but if you've got kids you want to bring down, I'm sure they'll have time. It's from 4
I'm sure there'll be
till,
lots of candy too. I think there's a few little stall holders, so
yeah.
plenty of candy.
So it's 5 to 7:30, so you've probably still got time to come and see the dogs and then go trick-or-treating when you get home. So we'd love you to come down. We've got some, we just want to get our dogs a little bit of exposure. We've got some doggy-licious treats on sale too.
We do.
Um,
And
yeah.
hopefully our advent calendars will be here by then too.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get
So
onto
what
that
are they?
Christmas.
They're 24 Christmas honey glazed ham flavor doggylicious treats. So it's literally like a massive advent calendar for dogs. $29
dogs.
is what we're selling them for, which is cheaper than honestly every online place that I could find. And we do have links on our page to the online orders, so you can either pre-order and collect from one of our upcoming events, and it has all the events listed there, or we can mail it out to you for, I think it was an additional $12. Don't quote me on that,
Yeah.
but it'll be at the PayPal checkout there. And yeah, we'll have them at our events coming up too.
Yeah, and they are like, I didn't tell you this, Jess, but when I was unpacking that box, I stabbed a box with a knife. So I
Yeah.
do owe the rest of you the cost of the box of cookies because I stabbed it. And I thought it was only fair to like test the product out.
You mean with your dogs, or did you have a little nibble, Gab?
Not great, but I managed to resist. But like my dogs are pretty spoiled and they get nice treats and good. They are like, Freddie looked like his eyes like pop out of his when he had them. They are really,
Loves them.
good treats. Yeah, and they're like over the top. Love the cookies. So they're really good.
Excellent.
Really good.
And then our other fundraiser, which we want to talk about, is your candles, Tamsin.
Yeah. So I've been making candles since I think 2021, so a couple of years now. And yeah, they're all they're vegan, they're biodegradable, And yeah, just made by me. um,
The
and
prettiest
beautiful colours.
jars and the most delicious scents ever.
Yeah,
They
they
are
are
really nice.
not being biased, but they're pretty damn good. Um, and they do. I put a lot of love into them. They take me. Usually, when I do them, it can take me about 7 to 8 hours to do our candle orders. Yeah, which is it's a mammoth effort, but they're so beautiful. And all money made from it actually goes back into the rescue. So, we're, I'm not taking a cut or a profit from them. It's, yeah, every single purchase goes back to the dogs, which is an amazing Christmas gift. So
Yeah.
just knowing that you're giving someone a gift, but you're also helping with the dog as well. And they're reasonable. They're $25 each, or we do them for 2 for $40. We can post or offer collection as well. So we've got them in Innisfail and Cairns currently. And then we do post as well. So yeah,
And
we
so
can make
just
them to
message the
order.
page and you can
Yeah.
chat with everyone about colours, different scents available. I think you just posted a post yesterday with the scents listed out. So if anyone's interested, head
Yeah.
over there, check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
They're
so
really cool. Totally independently. I love a good candle. And
Yeah.
they burn really well. Like they're really, really, really well made, Tamsin.
Thank
yeah,
you.
they are. We're lucky to have
Absolutely
you.
good on them. Yeah.
Thank you.
Just while I'm thinking of it, I will mention to those who are subscribed to our newsletter, if you're not, please subscribe. That's where we sort of share the latest updates first, usually. Billy is studying for the next 3 weeks, so I think we're going to miss the next 2 newsletters because she's the one with all the skills and puts them together. The rest of us might send out a nice email or something, but we don't have the skills to do the newsletters that she does. So
Yeah.
you will miss those for the next few editions, but they'll be back just in time for Christmas, bigger and better than ever, I'm sure. And I think that brings us to Gab's Gab segment. Over to you, Gab.
Yeah.
What are you gabbing about? Yeah.
So we kind of saved that a little bit before, I guess, with upcoming events. And speaking of Christmas, we're kind of nice segue into that is that we do have a really great volunteer called Claire who's pretty keen to organise some Santa photos. So we're
Yes, forgot
currently
about that.
coordinating her to have it will be a Cairns location, but maybe 2 half days or full day of getting a photo with your Poochie, with
And
Santa,
Santa.
and yeah, of course Santa. And we'll probably, if you just want to come and borrow a pet, we can probably bring some fosters if you want to get a photo with
I'm
it,
sure we can have some
or
dogs available.
or adopt a dog Christmas or something, or foster. And also
Yeah.
a great fundraiser for us. We will have beautiful candles there, which, as we said, are great for Christmas gifts. And yeah, the advent calendars and little treats for your dog if you like to do some stocking stuffers for your pinches. That'll be available. And probably another adoption day before Christmas, but it's just trying to get our ducks in a
Hopefully.
row. Then.
Yeah, we definitely will have an adoption event at Bunnings. I can't remember the date off the top of my head, but in next week's episode we can chat more about that one.
Yeah. We've also
Yeah, just
got
like
a
a
full at Bunnings on Boxing Day. Guess it'll be there,
Yep.
me. So if you've got any gift vouchers for Bunnings at Portsmouth, please come down and blow a ban on us. This will be
Can be
behind
hot.
the.
Very
That'll
hot.
be really hot. And I think, is it New Year's Day we're having the other one?
Yeah, that
Anyway.
one's still up for debate, so we will see about
Okay.
that one.
Yeah, we're giving up. Like I said, we do anything of our public holidays for a sausage sizzle in the Cairns wet season. Anyway,
Oh.
it's going to be good. But, they are really good. They're a great day. If you've got the right people with you, that can be quite fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess that's it. Like, keep an eye on the Facebook page. I always sort of like to tell people to say, oh, I can't foster, we can't expect everyone to donate, foster, adopt, but just liking our page and sharing, things to your Facebook
It
friends.
honestly really helps. It might just get that one dog in front of that one set of eyes who is, yeah. the right fit.
Exactly. Like it's as simple as that. Like it's a really
Yeah.
simple support for us is just share our posts, like our page, and you just never know. And also, if you have a birthday, I found out recently,
Yes, yeah.
if you're on Facebook and you have a birthday, a couple of weeks before they'll say, "Would you like to donate? Would you like to ask your friends to donate to a charity?" And I think I've seen it before and gone, "Oh, I feel a bit uncomfortable about that." But this year I went, "No, I'm going to do it for RAA and just see what happens," thinking, "Oh, maybe I'll get 100." But anyway, I got just short of 400. And it was
And it came
only,
at the perfect time for us too.
I knew, it was
The timing
like,
couldn't have been better.
yeah. And I didn't have to do anything.
You just
So
share it
that
and people
just
give
feels
instead
like
of giving you
more.
a present.
Yeah. So it was, I was pretty impressed with that. So that's another good
Yeah.
idea. I must see what
That
getting
is.
presents.
Yeah. And if you like, even if you can't foster or adopt, but you know, you're crafty or you want to do something, like we recently did a paint and sip and it was amazing. It was so good. It was down at eBay with a group of my friends and some family. And it was just a beautiful afternoon. Honestly, like I think we raised about 250 from that.
Yeah.
And again, it just goes like being non for profit, all of our money goes straight back into the dogs. So
Yeah.
it helps at such a crucial time. But you know, if you and your friends do want to have a like paint and sip, we're always down to host it. You know, we've got our own supplies, so you don't have to be out of pocket. Morning
My
teas,
work is doing
anything.
a paint and sip Christmas party with the RAA setup. So
There you
yeah,
go.
that's what we're doing with
great.
the
Yeah.
office girls.
Yeah.
How's
So
the,
even if you're not, you don't even
the
have to be
morning tea,
Queensland, hey,
Tamsin?
like,
That
yeah, morning
incredible,
tea.
that incredible
Yes,
supporter to
from
come
Help
Yeah.
and Partners Accountants in Cairns, they hosted a morning
Yeah.
tea for us, raised over $450, which was amazing. I
Yeah,
don't know what the
incredible.
details are, but we
Insane.
might try and find the details of exactly what they offered and yeah, post it on
Yeah.
our page because that was
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
incredible.
so
Yeah.
touching.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So even if you're, you know, down south or wherever you are and you feel like I really do want to help, but I don't know how, just host a morning tea, host a paint and sip, anything that you can think of. Like you don't have to foster or adopt. You might not like dogs and cats, but you want to contribute somehow. Just
You
doing something
probably
like
would
that.
like
You
dogs and
probably
Yeah,
will like
so,
it. Yeah.
a little bit. But yeah, like it's a good way to, you know, have a drink and have fun. And yeah, I just found it really, really fun.
Well,
Yeah.
guys, I feel like that's probably a good place to wrap up. We've been chatting for nearly 40 minutes now.
Yeah.
So if you've made it this far, thank you very much for listening to our first Rescue Roundtable. We've enjoyed having a chat amongst the three of us, and hopefully over the next few weeks we'll have some more of the RAA team coming on to chat, potentially some special guests. There are a few special guests that we're really excited to introduce to our community. Yeah, some people behind the scenes who do a lot for animals in remote communities.
Yeah.
If you've enjoyed this chat, please let us know. We do want your feedback. Anything you'd like us to talk about next time, any questions you have for any of us. But yeah, please share, like. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe or the podcast. We're hoping to launch this on Spotify podcast. Oh, Gab's got beautiful Daisy girl there. All right, guys, thank you very much. Thanks for chatting, Tamsin and Gab, and I will talk to you ladies
Thank you.
soon. Bye, guys.
All right.
Bye.
Thanks, Jess. Bye.